Welcome back, everybody, to DouglasCountyDigest.com. We are here starting the second quarter. Tuscola comes out with their spread formation. Snap to Nick Bates, number 10. Handoff up the middle. Caleb Williams runs over two people and stumbles and finally gets taken down. Wow. That was impressive.
You definitely just see the strength and power of Caleb Williams. An agile run, but he just packs a lot of power and just runs over two defenders right there for a very large gain.
Two great punches from the sophomore. Number 1, Caleb Williams, going up the middle of the field for a first down from the 23-yard line. Nick Bates in the shotgun. 4 wideouts. Zach Bates, number 83, in motion. Snaps a little high. Nick Bates keeps it, and there's another one of those reads that we saw earlier, and Nick Bates will run into the end zone. Tuscola scores their 3rd score of this game. Right off the bat in the second quarter, Tuscola says, we're going to extend our lead and show why we love our home field.
Shelbyville definitely did not want to get taken down by Caleb Williams again, and we just saw them totally jump the gun when that play action fake happened there, and Nick Bates just took the read right up the middle for a touchdown. Great play.
And you don't see that too much from high school teams, quarterback reading. Of course, that's just what it looks like to us. That could have been totally designed. But from here, it looks like Nick Bates is reading the defense and how they react on whether he should keep the ball or hand it off. Trips to the left side, and Bates in motion, throws it up, and Caleb Williams didn't even wasn't quite turned around looking for the ball yet. And the 2-point conversion is no good. So it'll be 20-0 here as Tuscola is beating Shelbyville. With 11:35 left to go in the second quarter. And for Shelbyville, this is kind of a tough position because they're averaging 50 points a game, and they haven't had a close football game yet. Mark, what do you think they need to come out and do here?
I mean, certainly defense is a big factor. Just Tuscola's offense is extremely complex. We talked about the read option, and a lot of college quarterbacks sometimes even struggle with that. So it's hard to defend against this Tuscola offense, but definitely stuffing the run and just putting a lot of guys on the front line is going to be good because that'll keep Nick from running and Caleb from running as well. So if I was Shelbyville right now, I'd be putting 4 or 5 guys on the defensive front.
Add another guy to the defensive front would definitely help out. Maybe assign a guy to each one. Have one guy on Nick, one guy on Zach. Or excuse me, on Caleb Williams, number 1. Both of them are very tough, very excitable. They get energized real quickly. And Caleb Williams is in to kick off. Robinson, number 11. Back to receive for Shelbyville. The kick is toward the left side, fielded. And he's still on his feet, moving down the right side. And taken down finally.
This Tuscola offense certainly isn't, defense isn't going to see, we're not going to see them slip up for big gains a whole lot. So I think if you're Shelbyville, you just have to take your medicine and just try to punch out a 5-yard play every time, and that's how you're going to have to score your points against these guys today.
And they've been trying to keep it short so far. Haven't done too bad of a job. They've had a couple of penalties that have really hurt them. A big run was brought back for a holding call. And Shelbyville, Lucas Duckett, number 12, is in the shotgun. High snap, handoff up the middle. And good for about a 2-yard gain.
Lucas Duckett's handoff to Nice Robinson.
That was number 11, Robinson, on the run. Shelbyville again. They're in a different formation this time. They've got 2 wideouts to the far side, 1 to our side, 1 back just behind the offensive line. And then Lucas Duckett has 1 off to his right. Takes the snap, throws the pass a little behind the receiver. And it is incomplete.
Duckett's pass was intended for wide receiver.
We're seeing both offenses in shotgun formation, which you see more and more now in high school football games, but not as much, more than it used to be, especially just being able to air out the ball in spread formation.
Trips to our side of the field for Shelbyville. Duckett takes a snap, rolls to his left, throws deep downfield, and it'll bounce incomplete, well underthrown. And that was probably not a very good offensive series for the Shelbyville Rams. Got to come out, need a completion here or there, especially when you're down 20 points right here, still in the first half. Again, both of these teams score in bunches, so Shelbyville, even with the 20-point deficit, is definitely not out of it yet. But that means their defense has to shoulder the burden and keep Tuscola from getting to the end zone. Fox to punt for Shelbyville. Knight back for the Warriors. A great punt by Wyatt Fox. Fielded by Knight. A couple of Shelbyville guys over pursued. And there's some good blocking up front. He cuts back across the field. Jordan Knight looks like he's going to be close. He's on the 1 or 2 yard line. Almost made it. Got tripped up. Excellent job by number 87 for Tuscola. That is Josh Knight. Great return all the way to the 2 yard line. And it's hard to tell your defense to stop somebody when you're down on the 2.
Yeah, you just see 2 of the Shelbyville runners just over pursue the Josh Knight down there, and that's just a deadly mistake because there's 2 people that are not going to make a tackle on this play, and Josh Knight just uses his agility and speed to make a couple jukes and cuts across the field and all the way down to about the 4 yard line, it looks like. So definitely a great play by Josh Knight, and just a couple key mistakes by Shelbyville that led to that.
Bates in shotgun, takes a snap. He's going to take it himself, and he's not quite there yet. And it's really hard for a lot of the punt special teams guys because you can't go right up and, you can't be right up next to the returner. You have to give him enough space so he can field the ball cleanly before you make contact with him. Otherwise, you get penalized.
Especially with punt returners, one of the most important things that you have to have is just open field ability. That's what a lot of coaches call it, is just being able to get around whoever your defender is and just having a lot of speed.
And Zach Bates was under center that time, hands off to number 1, Caleb Williams, and they are in the end zone once again for the 4th time in this half with 10:02 remaining in the second quarter. It is 26-0. And this is not how I predicted this game to go. Earlier on when I was discussing this game, I had seen glimpses of Shelbyville on tape, and they looked pretty good. And they still look good. It may just be one of those nights for them right now. With the 26-point deficit, Nick Bates in shotgun form for the 2-point conversion. They have 3 wideouts to our side of the field. 1 guy on the far side. Bates rolls to his right, looking for somebody, buys some time, looks off the defender and throws to his brother, number 83, Zach Bates. Great catch in the back of the end zone for the 2-point conversion. It is 28-0, 10 minutes to go in the second quarter. And this is where your coach is gonna talk to Shelbyville and say, hey, don't get your heads down. Still the first half. They can put up 4 scores in the first half. Keep them out the rest of this half, and then we'll put up 4 scores in the second half. Tacking a few on before halftime wouldn't hurt anything.
Yeah. Especially for Shelbyville right now, you have to think that this was one definitely circled on their schedule, coming into Tuscola on their Tuscola's home turf, just trying to come and take them down, but not going their way right now, but we'll see if they can turn it around. I wouldn't be surprised at all.
It's always tough going to play against anybody at their home field. A lot of teams nowadays are a lot stronger when they play at home. It's a more of a hostile environment away from what you know. But Shelbyville is now set to return, and Tuscola is now on their way out on the field. Again, it is 28-0, 10 minutes in the second quarter. Tuscola, the home team, in the lead. The visiting Shelbyville Rams will receive this kickoff and try and use it as a positive note. And the fans over here are trying to get them excited. They need a little bit more enthusiasm. And cleanly field, 53, Stops, turns, spun around, put down at about the 38-yard line. Good kick.
There was a sight we see all too often, about 6 Warriors in on the tackle. They are just all summer, just disciplined all the way to just down to getting 4 or 5 guys on the tackle. And you'll certainly see that a lot.
We were preaching that about Arthur last week as they came back in the second half and took control of their home field. A lot of team effort. All the guys were involved, even the guys on the sidelines were pumped up, ready to go. 12, Lucas Duckett in the shotgun, takes the snap, throws short to number 1, Wyatt Fox, for a gain of 5. It'll be second down and 5. Decent gain for the Rams. And really right here you want to get a first down. That's what your goal is. Get a first down, get some momentum rolling for your offense, set up from there. 12, Duckett sends his running back in motion out to the flats, and he runs right into a Tuscola defender. Maybe even a loss on the play. And that is tough because he caught that, took one step, and immediately Tuscola met him in the backfield.
Duckett's pass was complete to Bryce Robinson.
That's something with the screen is it's either going to go 2 ways. You're going to get stuffed by about 4 defenders in the flat, or you're going to be able to break a big gain. And that time it was certainly the first option, just get stuffed.
So 3rd and 5 for Shelbyville. They send a man in motion across the line. And Duckett under pressure throws the screen too high. It is picked off by number 83, Zach Bates. There is no contest to him getting to the outside. He'll be in the end zone, but there is a flag back here around the 50-yard line. And we will see what the flag is for.
My guess is going to be blocking the back, but I did not see anything like that. So
that's a killer for Shelbyville, though. Hopefully for Shelbyville, this will go against Tuscola, but if not, Tuscola will now have a 5-score lead. And it is against Shelbyville, and Tuscola declines. Add more points up on the board for Tuscola. It is a shutout so far, 34-0 in favor of the home team with 8:45 still to go. So a second interception by Lucas Duckett, number 12. And it's one of those things, that one a little overthrown to the running back, but it was tipped up into the air, allowing Zach Bates to get underneath it and head the other way. Those are just a couple of those turnovers you got to clear it out of your mind. Say, hey, start over, let's try it again, and go from there.
That's certainly tough for the quarterback because, I mean, even though it was just one missed throw, it turns into a pick 6 at the end, and I mean, it's just devastating when you have a mistake like that. So
definitely hurts, big time. As coach for Shelbyville had a few words to say to the umpire. That is Mark Ramsey, the head coach for Shelbyville, as Tuscola gets in for the 2-point conversion. So 36-0. And again, I mean, 36 is a lot of points, but with high-scoring offenses, of course, we haven't seen Shelbyville's high-scoring offense yet, obviously, but with high-scoring offenses that are known to get in the end zone, you're never safe.
Looked like Brandon Stewart, number 15, just kind of snuck in behind the defense there. We've seen that a lot on Tuscola's 2-point conversions. Just different wide receivers or tight ends just kind of sneak it in different places. And if you're Shelbyville, it's hard to defend when there's so many threats coming out of the backfield for touchdowns or 2-point conversions to happen. You just got to cover so many different people.
And another big thing for Shelbyville is you can't get your head down. You got to keep playing. The game's still early, still a whole nother half to play. You just can't let it bother you. You got to get over it. In the terms of my cousins, you just got to suck it up and play.
Getting ready to kick off for the Warriors, Caleb Williams.
And Caleb Williams, the kickoff for Tuscola, number 1. Robinson and Peterson, 11 and 41 back to receive, and I believe that's number 53 for Shelbyville to catch it again. And he is getting low, and he is getting physical. So there is still life. That is Kiefer Johnston, who is actually an offensive lineman, defensive lineman. It's a great return there. Lowering his head, running some people over, trying to get his team excited on the sidelines.
The first time they kicked it to him, he was pretty much sat down where he caught the ball by a couple of Warriors and kicked it to him again, and that time he just lowered his head. I think he got a little bit angry there and just kept piling through, and that was a nice gain certainly by a lineman there in the open field.
Good positive anger trying to get his team going. 12 Duckett back there again. Quarterback takes the snap, hands off up the middle to number 11. A good run. He's still on his feet, still moving, running people over left and right. Number 11, Tice Robinson. Great run. Good blocking up front by Shelbyville. First down on the 39 of Tuscola. No, 47, excuse me, that's 47 of Tuscola. Shotgun again, Duckett with the pass, completion, gets the sideline, gains about 5 or 6, so it'll be 2nd and 4.
We're seeing Shelbyville now move into more of a no-huddle offense, certainly quicker, and it seems to be throwing Tuscola off their game, which was their goal, certainly, and I think that was a good decision.
Another handoff up the middle, trying to get the first down on the run is Tice Robinson, number 11. He's a little short. It'll be about 3rd and 1. Again in the hurry up. 3 wide receivers out to the far side of the field. And Shelbyville not in too much of a hurry. Didn't try and get the 12th man for Tuscola running off the field.
We see Tuscola bring in Alex Wilson, number 62, who runs 6'3", 255, and he is certainly a big guy.
And there's a catch out in the flats. He's got the sideline, and he's in the end zone. That is number 41, Devin Peterson, a senior. Excellent job getting by some Tuscola tacklers. And I'm seeing a lot of tackles going up high. You got to hit guys with strong legs down low. You don't want to hit them up high. And there's a flag on the play.
Yep, there is. Looks to be down around the 20-yard line.
And I haven't seen the call. It's difficult to see the call because he's always got his back to us. Makes me think he doesn't like us very much. And it'll be against Shelbyville. I'm not sure what for.
There were 2 penalties on the play. Both were against Shelbyville.
Oh, ouch. 2 penalties against, both against Shelbyville.
The Warriors took the holding penalty.
Something coaches preach a lot in the offseason. It seems to be a block in the back penalty, and that is one of the worst sins you can commit in football because most of the time it's going to bring back a touchdown when you try to get that extra block in there. So certainly just try to keep it clean because it's certainly not worth it to get a block in the back. So
that'll put Shelbyville way back. 1st and 20 from the 47 of Tuscola. And again, they got 3 wideouts to the far side, 1 to ours. Lucas Duckett, number 12. Number 11, Tice Robinson to his right. Steps back, lofts it downfield, underthrown. And number 1, Wyatt Fox, cannot hang on to the pass. That was there. That would have been a great completion. Just a little underthrown. Wyatt Fox had to turn around. Didn't really catch the ball out in front of him, kind of tried to cradle it into his elbows. And you always want to try and catch that ball out in front of you. Duckett takes a snap. Again, same formation, same exact play. And this time, Fox turns around too soon.
It looks like they're trying to get a big gain here. They were 2nd and 20 there, and certainly not paying off. The first time especially, it was a decent throw by the quarterback, but as a receiver, you like to have your body certainly behind your hands for that extra support catching the ball, and neither one of those times he could do that, so it's got to be an all-hands catch, and he couldn't come down with it.
And 4 wideouts again for number 12, Duckett. Takes the snap, looks to pass, goes up in the pocket, throws. That is to Fox, number 1. Good completion. And that will make this 4th down a little shorter for Shelbyville with about 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to go on the clock, trailing 36-0 in Tuscola. And Shelbyville on a little drive here. They lost a little momentum when they got the penalties on their long pass completion.
Looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th and 8.
And timeout called by Shelbyville.
This is a extremely crucial play here. We saw that they had the speed earlier to get the touchdown, so looks like they're going to try to repeat that magic again here, and just to make sure they don't have any mistakes, especially a false start or anything that would just make that 4th down even longer. And
if you're the wideouts for Shelbyville, you don't want too many guys going all the way downfield. You may want one guy going down there as a distraction, but you want as many people as possible hitting that 8-yard mark, 9-yard mark, 10-yard mark, somewhere around there past the line, so they can get the 1st down and keep the drive going.
4th and 8 is certainly a difficult position because certainly no 15-yard pass, down the field, or a 2-yard down the middle run. You got to pick some sort of play call that'll get you that mid-range distance, and that's hard to do, especially to complete on a consistent basis.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they go downfield, but I would look for more of a pass mid-range, probably about 4 or 5 yards, and then have the receiver or running back pick up the extra 4 or 5 yards to get the 1st down.
I think trips is a good decision here. It looks like that's what they're going with, just to have 3 receivers that could all catch the ball.
Duckett takes the snap, rolls to his left, throws to Fox. Wyatt Fox, number 1, with a great catch. That was a bullet coming straight out of the gun.
He managed to keep the hands inside to catch the ball and both feet inside to get the yardage. And that was certainly a great play. Seems like Wyatt Fox is certainly the most liked receiver today.
Duckett takes the snap and shotgun, lofts it up to Fox again. He catches it. And they're saying he is inbounds around the 2-yard line. But excellent job so far by Duckett picking it up. Great accuracy, good precision, great cannon of a right arm. He's putting that arm on display right now. They're on the 4-yard line. 1st and goal, handoff to number 11. And he is in the end zone. So Shelbyville comes right back after Tuscola's last score and gets points on the board. It is now 36-6 with 6 minutes and 41 seconds in the 2nd quarter. So Shelbyville they're not gonna roll over and die this time. Excellent job. That was a great series for Shelbyville. They marched the ball up the field, some runs mixed in. They did have a big penalty that brought them back, but some great passing. Good hands by number 1, Wyatt Fox. He is a senior wide receiver at 6'5", so he's a pretty tall guy. And number 12, Lucas Duckett in shotgun for the 2-point conversion. Rolling out to his right, throws it up in the end zone. I believe that was batted down, incomplete. So no shutout here tonight for Tuscola. Oh no, he caught it. 36-8, excuse me. And Shelbyville definitely has something to build on now, which is what they've needed for the most of this first half. It is 36-8. Still the Warriors out in front big with 6:41, but Shelbyville trying to turn things around. Let's see if their defense can pull out some of the same stuff that their offense just showed us.
And certainly a good drive for Shelbyville. The 3 big mistakes were a block in the back, a dropped catch, and a missed throw. So those are all easily fixable mistakes. So we'll see if they can just go ahead and keep that momentum up. And this is certainly a crucial possession for Shelbyville's defense, just to hold off Tuscola's offense and maybe get 16 on the board. That would certainly put them in the game, and that's really what they need right now.
And that all started with number 53, Kiefer Johnston, a lineman, catching a kickoff and returning it. He just lowered his head and ran some people over to get some yardage for a good position for their offense to start. He got everybody excited, juiced up on the sidelines, which in retrospect made their offense get lively. And they put 8 points up on the board. to let Tuscola know that they're still here. As Wyatt Fox, number 1, gets ready to kick off. Back for Tuscola is number 8, which I believe is Dalton Hull, and 87, I think, is Josh Knight. And he fields it in the air. Good return. So Tuscola will take over again. Their offense has been on fire ever since the first interception in the first few minutes of the first quarter.
Dalton Hull is certainly what you would call an athletic freak, and I like that they have him back there to return kicks with just his speed. And he's small for playing varsity in high school, but just his agility and open field ability certainly help him a lot.
Nick Bates in shotgun, hands off up the middle to number 1, Caleb Williams. He is stuffed at the line. No gain on that play for Tuscola. Again, still running. Both teams, I don't think I've seen either team huddle up so far. It's been hurry-up offense for both teams. 3 wide outs to our side of the field for Tuscola, 1 to the far side. And they will get a Shelbyville Ram. Jumping the gun, encroachment.
That's something that you certainly see a lot more in football today, is the hurry-up offense that used to it'd be, you know, huddle up, take your time, get to the line, make sure everybody's set. Now it's just no huddles. You know, the quarterbacks are way more advanced today. They have armbands that tell them the play. Coach sends it in. They tell the wide receivers, the linemen what to do. Everybody lines up, and within a matter of seconds, the play's off, and they're off and running. And it first of all helps the offense to be able to just be on their way, and the defense doesn't have time to get set at all or make substitutions, so you get a tired defense.
Nick Bates takes a snap, hands off to number 8, Hull, runs to the far side for a good gain, and that'll be a first down for Tuscola. Still on the march. They're not going to let that one play stop them up.
Bates' handoff was to Dalton Hull, and threw the ball across midfield down to the Ram 46-yard line.
And they will line up again, West Coast style. 4 wideouts. Caleb Williams in the backfield, number 1, with quarterback number 10, Nick Bates, in shotgun. Takes the snap, hands off. Caleb Williams, who got hit in the backfield. And gain of about 2. 2nd and 8 for Tuscola.
He was brought down by Noah Applegate. Gain of 3 yards on the carry by Williams.
And Shelbyville's defense still with that 4-man front. 3 wideouts, trips to our side of the field for Tuscola. Nick Bates takes a snap, does the read, and they just tackle both of them in the backfield. That's how you solve that problem right there. No read necessary. Shelbyville just goes after both guys, takes both guys down in the backfield.
Yeah, the main problem with the read is certainly the fact that you got both of your players that could handle the ball in one spot at one time, and if the defense gets in there, the whole play is basically shut down.
And a good job by Shelbyville's defense. It'll be 3rd and 9 now, a loss of 2 for Tuscola. 4 wideouts. Nick Bates, number 10, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, looking down the field. He's got nobody open, still looking. Launches it. Holy cow. Oh, wow, that was a bomb. That was nice. Number 8, Dalton Hull. I was in awe there for a second. I don't know how he threw it that far. Number 8, Hull, was the intended receiver, and he got one hand on it. Props to him. But that was just, I don't know where Bates brought that from. It looked like he was going to go down in the backfield, and then all of a sudden the ball just comes out and goes 40 yards. And Tuscola now back in pump formation.
It seemed as if Bates knew he was either going to be tackled in the backfield or an incomplete pass or a touchdown, so he certainly took the risk there, and it almost paid off.
And a good kick. And there's a flag that came in late. And there's a lot of disgruntled people here on Shelbyville sidelines, and I would have to agree.
It's probably one of the latest flags I've ever seen thrown.
Well, I don't know why they would throw the flag if it's what I think it is. If it's because he was blocking the guy on the return, that's not a penalty. Those guys are supposed to be blocking for the returners.
Yeah, I agree with you, Luke, certainly that it doesn't really make sense that Shelbyville player just seemed to be getting the Tuscola guy out of the way, and I really don't know what the penalty is here.
I think the announcer just called it illegal contact, which doesn't make any sense. You are totally, he wasn't blocking him in the back, wasn't pushing him in the face. It was a good block. That's what you're supposed to do. But Tuscola now on defense. Shelbyville starting their offense again. Duckett takes the snap. It's a handoff up the middle for no gain, maybe a yard. And if you're Shelbyville, you gotta take those out of your heads. Those are beyond your control. Those are something that the referees call that. You just gotta deal with it and move on, unfortunately. And number 12, Duckett in shotgun, had 3 wideouts. This side of the field, got a man up the middle. He's got nobody in front of him. It's just him and the end zone. Nobody's gonna catch him. That is number 41, Devin Peterson. Senior running back, great catch. Nobody between him and the end zone, no flags that I can see. That is another score for Shelbyville. Great job by the Rams. After everything they've been through, all the penalties, they've been getting beat up for the first, quarter and a half, and now they have had 2 offensive series where they have marched straight down the field and scored twice.
Devin Peterson looked like Devin Hester right there. He just shot right up, and before I knew it, there's a guy at the 50-yard line just trucking his way down there.
And for the 2-point conversion, they got 3 wideouts to our side of the field. Duckett rolls out to his left, looking for anything he can possibly find, throws it up.
It's going to be incomplete.
They ruled it incomplete. He didn't have it all the way through the ground. Oh, no. I saw one guy waving incomplete.
Yeah.
I apologize again. It is 36-16. Now still in favor of the Warriors with 3:43 left to go here in the second quarter. And we're starting to see Shelbyville's offense come alive and try and make a game out of this.
I think the refs saw him corral the ball and go to the ground before it released out of his hands. I remember a couple years ago, Calvin Johnson had a touchdown where he came all the way to the ground. The ball touched the ground, but he let go of it, and the refs called it incomplete, so I assumed that would be maybe they changed the call now.
They just changed the call and said it was no good. All I could see was the back judge in the end zone waving incomplete, and that's what I was going off of. So it is actually 36-14, but good job by Shelbyville. Good job by Shelbyville picking it up, even though everything is kind of not going their way.
Well, I'd certainly say that a 22-point deficit's better than a 36-pointer. So I like the momentum that they've carried in, and if the defense can get one more stop, I think that'll really put them in the game. So we'll see what happens here.
Here's the kickoff for Shelbyville. It's a good up in the air. I believe that is Knight on the return. He is loose again and dragged down close to the 45-yard line.
I'm really almost taken aback by Josh Knight's open field ability. It is just amazing to watch him. I just watched, he looked like he was going right down the field, and we saw Shelbyville players kind of flank out here, and he just cut to the middle, and he was almost free again down the field, but luckily 2 Shelbyville players got their hands on him, so really, really good talent right there.
And a big series here. Hopefully not too many downs for the Shelbyville defense, as the Tuscola offense is coming out again. Man in motion for Nick Bates. Handoff up the middle to Caleb Williams, runs one guy over, gets tackled by 2 in the middle level of the defense, so he gains 3, 2nd and 7. And not knocking on Tuscola at all. They have definitely come out here taking care of home field advantage, putting up 36 points on the board in the first half. With 3 minutes to go, Tuscola taking their time. This time, Nick Bates in shotgun with 2 backs in the backfield with him. He'll keep it himself, run to the outside, and he is brought down close to the first down. I'm guessing they'll probably have to go for measurement. It is 3rd and very short.
Certainly a lot of different things Tuscola can do here. They've got the receivers for spread, and certainly the running backs to keep it inside, and the quarterback he can throw, he can do read option, he can run, he can hand off, and it's hard to defend, especially on that last play. Like you said, there were 2 running backs in the back, so they kind of stuff it in, and then the quarterback keeps it. And
same formation, Tuscola, handoff to Zach Bates, and I don't think he got very far. It'll be close. It'll be 4th and short here with just about 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. And they are going to say it's 4th and short. Now Tuscola will have to decide what they want to do. Officials' time, they're going to measure. For the 5th time tonight, they will come out and measure. Lots of close plays here.
Certainly looks to be short, and
yeah, from our stand up here, it looks to be pretty well short.
Yeah. The effort on the run was good, but Shelbyville just had that too well defended, and we'll see if Tuscola decides to go for it on 4th and short. Oh yeah,
yeah, he's well short.
About a yard and a half.
Wow. I don't know how they got that measurement. All right. Anyways, we'll move on. So 4th and about a yard and a half for Tuscola. And now the decision comes up, do they want to go for it? Or do they want to punt and let Shelbyville's offense back on the field? And this is what I would do. You do not want Shelbyville's offense back on this field. You want to get the first down and keep it, because Shelbyville's offense is on a roll right now. Nick Bates in the shotgun. He's got 2 backs in the backfield with him, and they're drawing people off sides. Good play. They knew it was coming too. Still got him to draw them off sides. So that'll be an automatic first down for Tuscola. An easy way to get some yards. And those are some mental things that you got to take care of.
I love that call from the sidelines from Tuscola, and if you're on defense, the one thing you really ought to be thinking is don't move until the ball moves, and that's one thing we were preached to in JFL, and certainly anytime you're 3rd and short, that's a great play call just to get some free yards without even, or excuse me, 4th and short without even risking the not getting it. So.
And trips out to the far side of the field for Nick Bates. Takes the snap, throws a screen to Zach Bates, and he's not going anywhere. Excellent job by the Shelbyville defense. Corral him on the far side, and it will be for no gain. And it's tough in those short situations with 4th down as a defensive line, because you want to anticipate, because you don't want them to hand the ball off and just run you right over. You want to make sure you're up there ready to go, but you can't make the mental arrows, like you said, until the ball moves. So we will have 2nd and 10 for Tuscola. 3 wideouts to our side of the field this time, 1 to the far side. Nick Bates in the shotgun. Takes a snap, rolls out to his right, doesn't see anybody. He's got Shelbyville guys hanging all over. Oh, almost picked off. Almost. Excellent read by number 33 for Shelbyville. That is Jared Finley, another senior. Excellent job by Shelbyville's defense. Everybody was covered. Your defensive front had good pursuit. Your middle linebackers were in that second phase, second area of the defense. And everybody was covered. Excellent job.
Certainly looks like Tuscola had a communication breakdown there. I saw Nick Bates get a little bit fired up at a couple of his receivers. I think they were supposed to maybe make some turns, certainly that they didn't, and I think that's why he was almost picked off there.
It'll be 3rd and 10 on the 41 for Tuscola. After the timeout, Tuscola takes a timeout. And the miscommunication probably came from Shelbyville. Had the original routes from the play that they had called in were all covered, and Nick Bates was trying to improvise, as well as his receivers, because they were so covered they had to do something else in order to get open. And after that, it's just, it's vision contact with you and the quarterback as to where you're going to go and when he's going to throw it. It's tough to know.
And in that split-second decision, if you're Nick Bates, you got to decide if you're going to take a 2-yard loss or risk a interception, or if it works out, you get a 10-yard gain. So it's not something you can really sit there and contemplate. You got to make it on the fly, and he decided to go for it.
And I'm not gonna beat him up too bad, because from up here it's easy to you could have done this, you could have done that. While you're down there trying to make the decision, it's a lot tougher. In that case, you probably want to take a sack as opposed to giving Shelbyville the ball back. But I mean, all in all, it ended up just as good for Tuscola. Pass was knocked down, and it is 3rd and 10 here. 1:03 left to go in the second quarter. Nick Bates under center, fakes the handoff, got pressure, throws over the middle. Williams cannot one-hand it, and it'll be 4th and 10. Good job again by Shelbyville, getting to the Nick Bates in the backfield, not letting him get outside of the pocket, disrupting the receivers downfield. And Shelbyville is coming out a different team here at the end of the second quarter.
It looks like Nick Bates just led Caleb Williams more than Caleb could run, and was just a couple feet off, and certainly no first down for them.
And in pump formation is Hull with a good high kick. It is caught. And looking downfield for people to block. There's a decent block on the outside, and he will get up to about the 20-yard line with 46 seconds to go. Not a bad return.
Devin Peterson, number 41, tried to block Caleb Williams, and Devin ended up on the ground there, and Caleb just chucked him over and went in for the tackle. So certainly a great punt by Dalton Hull back there, all the way down inside the 10, and good play by Tuscola.
Shelbyville will take over here with 46 seconds, and they scored in less than 10 on their last drive out here. So they will look to repeat from last time. They have trips out to the far side, and timeout Tuscola. So Coach Reinhardt does not like what he sees, and he wants to talk it over with everybody. He has done a great job here in Tuscola. Some very good wins, some very good winning seasons in a tough conference the last few years. Switching conferences this year, trying to make a stand in a brand new conference with some really good teams in this conference as well.
Certainly.
And Shelbyville coming back out on the field. They just want to continue what they've been doing for the last half of a quarter. And in my opinion, their offense is totally dominated. Even when they got hit with penalties, they've had a couple of receivers where it's been a questionable call downfield that wasn't called, and yet they are still moving the ball really well here in the second part of this second quarter. As Tuscola comes back out, and we get ready to go here to end the first half.
Certainly, if you're Tuscola right now, you're probably playing 2 safeties, 4 linebackers, just making sure they don't get in the end zone. As long as that doesn't happen, nothing really matters here in these last seconds.
Duckett takes the snap. He's got his target of choice, 41, Devin Peterson. Great catch, and they hurry up, get on the line. They want to get lined up and get moving. They have to wait for the chains to reset before the clock starts. There's 40 seconds right now. And he has 3 wideouts to the far side of the field again. And he drops back, throws to the sideline, and he gets brought down. I couldn't tell if he was, it looks like he was out of bounds. With 29 seconds to go.
He was totally unaccounted for. We saw on the far side 1 cornerback there and 1 other cornerback, you could call him, kind of farther back. And him moving outside was not what Tuscola was expecting at all.
They had a flag on the play, which I didn't see. And it looks like it's going to be holding again on Shelbyville. And that is a tough blow again as it pushes them back. 29 seconds on the clock. And they have a long way to go. So first and very long for Shelbyville. Catches the pass. He's on the sideline. Stays inbounds. It's not a first down, so the clock will. I don't know why they're. Timeout. Shelbyville calls a timeout. Good timeout.
Yeah, good coaching move certainly there. And if you're Shelbyville, you just want to certainly move long passes out to the outside and get out of bounds is kind of your goal here, but it doesn't seem likely that they will score at this point, but you never know. We've seen wilder things in football before, so we'll just have to see what these 17 seconds have in store.
I don't think Shelbyville has another timeout. I believe that was their last one. So if you are going to go down the field at any point, like you said, you want to stay toward the sidelines and make sure you get out of bounds to preserve more time so you have a shot to get in the end zone one more time here before the half is over. Or they could play it safe and just take a knee. No, they will be kicking. They received the ball at the beginning, and they will be kicking in the second half to start. Either way, you could play it safe and just say 14 is pretty respectable. You haven't had the greatest first half. We'll just have to, bring it up a notch in the second half. And Tuscola, you go in, you say, let's have another half like we did this one. Put another 30-some points on the board. Shelbyville with trips to our side of the field. 2 wide receivers out on the far side of the field. So nobody in the backfield with Duckett. Throws long. He's got a man open. He caught it. He's going. That is 41 Peterson again. He goes to Peterson in the final seconds of the first half. He goes deep to Peterson, uncovered, untouched. 60 yards for a score. And I do not see any laundry on the field. Shelbyville calls another timeout. I was wrong on that one too. Man, I am just wrong all over the place tonight. Great job again. Shelbyville's offense kicks it into high gear and drops 20 points in the second quarter on Tuscola as of right now. And it is a 16-point game with 8 seconds to go left in this first half. And I mean, they flipped the switch. I mean, they just flipped the switch halfway through the second quarter, and they are right back in this ball game.
And that is why taking a knee before the second half is one of my least favorite moves in football. Just go for it, and they certainly did there. It paid off, and Tuscola essentially did exactly what they couldn't do, which was allow a big play down the side, and I can't believe that they did that, really. They had 4 men down on the line. I personally probably would have put 3 there and just added a deep safety, but,
Right? Not a bad call when you split five wide out receivers that way. It's tough to cover them all, especially one-on-one. Shelbyville now bunched up close to the line, going for 2-point conversion. Number 12, Lucas Duggett, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, running back.
2-point.
And they say, I think incomplete, so no good.
Saying no good.
So it is 36-20 with 8 seconds left to go in the first half. And Shelbyville, you've got to be pretty riding high. You're riding high right now with that effort there. If you can put 20 points on a team in half a quarter, you're looking pretty spiffy going into the second half, especially when you're on their home field. Tuscola came out ready to play. They put 36 points up on the board, and they have not seen the end zone since. So props to Shelbyville's offense and defense here in the latter part of the second half.
Yeah, momentum is so important, especially in football, just like any other sport. But that's certainly what Shelbyville has on their side, even though they're going into the half down about 16. They still got the momentum carrying them, and they can certainly try to get it back in the first half, or the second half, excuse me.
And you've got to take care of business right here. You don't want Tuscola returning this for a touchdown of any kind. I don't see, they only have one guy back, is Dalton Hull, number 8. And they put Josh Knight, who is number 87, the other returner, up on the line. Looks like they're anticipating an onside kick. And that is what they get. And a good job by Josh Knight, number 87, just diving on it. And props to the guy standing next to him, number 1, Williams. Jumps on top of him to cover him to make sure they both have it.
Yeah, if you're receiving the onside kick, certainly the only goal is to just get it on the ground and be on top of it. That's all you really want there, and that's certainly what Tuscola did.
And it looks like Tuscola will just take a knee.
Yeah.
And he does, and that'll be the end of the first half. A great game. It didn't look that way, but a great game so far here in the first half in Tuscola. It is 36-20, the Warriors leading the Shelbyville Rams, and we will see you back here for the second half.